for me, I like to get as much understanding as I can, not so much as whether there's a relationship. I assume there's going to be a relationship, and it's prefacing in a way that we want to work together, not whether we should. I think there's a differentiator. And my preference is we are going to work together. I just need to know more about who you are, what you're doing, where you're heading, and what it means to you to be able to get there. And by that definition, to be able to see how much commitment we can each have on each other in terms of time, money, resources. Showing up as a consultant for the last 30 years, investor for as many years, coaching businesses for about 15 plus years. And I started a mentoring program about 5 years ago as a way to be able to connect trusted advisors with leaders to be able to develop business, refer business, do joint ventures, and then we call it peers on demand. If you have a business, you open up to everybody. A differentiator. Mark probably could resonate with that because he's part of the system, an organization. And I think that's where we should be and strive towards. But you could choose to have a job or you could choose to have a business. He's chosen to have a job. I've chosen to have a business. And so my focus is to be able to invite them to find out what's going on. Where are you heading right away? What are the obstacles? What have you done so far? What would it mean to you to reach that? And from there, we start moving. Now, they could say no to Joanne's point, the model. And yeah, the model is very intriguing and interesting. And I defined it a little bit more. And I put it together in a way that resonates more to what I want to do. Now, if you remember, he contrasts a relationship with change. Does this client want a relationship and do they want to make a change? And so they start. So that's a top right quadrant. And of course, he goes through, if you don't want a relationship and you don't want to change, he says, oh, I'm not going to work with them. I think that's the wrong attitude. The right attitude is that they are not ready yet. And so there's a different contrast that I have for that, taken from the perspective of a business. With that mindset, if you have a job, it looks a little bit different than it is a business. It's not about the client. I think it's about the coach. And it's the comfort level that the coach has. Now, some are absolutely wonderful. I did so well. We did so well. We progressed. And we have the other extreme that, boy, this is hard. This is a struggle. This is difficult. So it's not the client, it's the coach. So we have a lot of dimensions and skills and talent that we bring to the table. So when everything goes really well, there's no growth there. When everything is a struggle, then it's more insightful. What could I do differently? Where can I grow? Where can I expand? And I think it's a dual relationship, the client and the coach. We're certainly helping the client forward, but they are also helping us to be a better person. And so I think that's more a reflection of the coach. And that's why I would think you should always, always, always coach a client. You never refuse a client because it's not about them, it's about you. And so that's been my attitude. And so clients will refuse me, but I will not refuse a client. I think it's my growth indicator. Guilt is an indicator to the coach that, oh, I didn't do my best. I didn't show up at 100%. And there's only 3 areas to be able to show up 100%. The first one is to be able to show up physically with a lot of energy, with a lot of momentum, with sleep, with the rest, all the requirements of an athlete. You want to show up with that. The second one is, do I have the right skill sets, the mentality? Did I show up at my best self? Did I do my homework? Did I do a little more? Could I have done more? Did I do a little bit more? And the third is the emotional state, the relationship, the emotional state in terms of showing up and clarity and calmness and asking questions. Those are the three guidelines. If you hit up 10 on all those, 10, 10, 10, then there's no reason to be guilty. You do your best. But if there is guilt, you go, oh, I didn't do as well. You know yourself. We know myself. I know myself. If I'm feeling guilty, I go, I need to do better. Here's where I failed. It's more of an introspection. So it's a good guideline.